Hello everyone, welcome back to this read-through of Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk. Name's Mousy, coming at you again. Hope your day is well. And, well, this is the story is becoming interesting by each and every episode that we do, huh? Let's see how it goes. As I walked through the square, I was suddenly stopped. It was Elric who had grabbed my clothes, trying to prevent me from moving.
やっと見つけた。
Oh? Elric, what's the matter? Why the rush?
どうしたんだじゃない。ずっと探してたのに全然見つからないんだもん。
Well, what's going on? Everything's alright?
塔に行ってもいつも留守だし、教会で待ってる時はなかなか来ないし、僕がどれだけ探し回ったか。
You went to the tower? Huh. Okay. Huh? That much? Sorry about that.
悪いと思うなら稽古をつけてよ。剣の稽古。
Oh, what? The sword? I don't mind giving you lessons, but I'm not used to teaching people.
下手くそな指導でも我慢してあげるから教えろってこと。
I'm sure you know the basics, Chica, in other words. Is that the right attitude when asking someone with a favor? Elric was as cheeky as always, but I could tell he was serious. I looked up while thinking about what the best way to teach him would be. You know, maybe you should... maybe you should ask Levi instead. Hey! I saw someone in the crowd and quickly ran up to him. Levi, are you busy right now?
おう。いや、仕事も今終わったところだから暇だぜ。
Great. Can I ask you a favor?
おお、何でも聞くぜ。
He was being agreeable, so it would be easy for me to ask. I pointed at Elric as he ran towards us. I want you to teach Elric how to fight with a sword. Since you're with the vigilantes, you also train the members, don't you?
え、こいつに?
I mean, yeah, duh. Yeah, you're better at short swords than I am, so you'd be a great teacher. He didn't really get much out of me. You can't?
ダメじゃねえし、稽古もしてるけど、実際あんま好きじゃねえんだよな。血を見るのは苦手だし。
Levi was reluctant to go along with it, and Elric started shooting off at the mouth.
腕に自信がないなら別にいいけど。
Hey, Elric, you have to be the one to ask. Levi is much stronger than I am. If it's just about speed, he's quicker than Levon. You can learn a thing or two from him, so give it a shot.
まあ、そこまで言うな
ら。そう褒められると悪くねえな。しょうがねえな。ちょっとだけなら稽古つけてやるよ。
Phew. He accepted. I like that part of you, Levi.
お前の頼みだしな。こんぐらいどうってことねえよ。
After saying that, he gave a big, friendly smile. Levi really took care of others. He was much stronger than me, so it would benefit Elric much more to learn from him instead. I'm counting on you. Come on, Elric.
お願いします。
Levi responded cheerfully to that, and they decided to take the lesson to the nearby forest.
剣の握り方は思ったより様になってるな。じゃあ、基礎よりも実践っぽく稽古をつけてくか。
It seems as if Elric was training himself, as his grip and swing were better than before. Levi was also a good teacher, teaching others on a regular basis. He used simple words to give out accurate directions.
これは俺の考えだから、個人的にって一応言っとくが。実際剣が必要って時は 今やってたような構えを取る時間はほとんどない。探検は懐に入り込むのが第一だし、護身用ならなおさらだな。とにかく相手より早く動け。構えよりもそれが大事だ。まあ逆に言うと基礎がおろそかでもなんとかなるから素人でも扱いやすいんじゃねえのかな。とか言ったら兄貴には怒られそうだけど。
相手より早く動く。
そう、相手が構えるより早く一手入れられれば儲けもんだ。逆に言うと探検は防御しにくいからな。ってわけでやるか。
Levi stood on the snowy field without placing his hand on his sword.
剣を抜かないの？
言っただろ。できれば相手が構えるより先に攻撃しろ。3つ数えるまでは抜かねえから。
じゃあ行くよ。
On hearing that, Elric lunged. Levi slowly counted as Elric approached.
1、2、3!
あっ
Whoa. It looked as if Elric's sword had hit Levi, but it was deflected at the last second and was flung into the air. The sword landed deep in the snow. Levi, on the other hand, had his sword drawn and was taking a fighting stance.
おいおい、ちゃんと握ってたのか？
握ってたよ。両手でしっかり。
Elric looked down at his hands and noticed they were shaking.
今ので手がしびれた。
早えよ。まあ、もうちょっと手加減するか。
Levi mumbled to himself while picking up the sword and handing it back to Elric.
じゃあ、俺はとにかく避けるから、どこでもいいから攻撃を入れろ。隙を。
I am so sorry, dude. He then threw away his own sword.
え、剣はいらないの？怪我しない？
お前、なめんなよ。一発でも入れられたら、飯でも酒でもおごってやる。
お酒はいらない。よっ！
Elric lunged at Levi mid-sentence, but Levi dodged it easily and laughed.
いいじゃん、そういう感じだよ。
くそ、絶対油断してると思ったのに。
諦めないで次だ次。何回もやってりゃそのうち当たるかもな。
当たってから文句言わないでよね。
Elric swung his sword around wildly, striking only the air around him.
剣はぶん回してもいいがちゃんと持てよ。じゃないと自分が怪我するからな。
分かってるよ。
Rabbit was in my arms as it gave a worried cry. I got nervous just watching them, but I was confident that Levi would be fine. He hates seeing blood, so he will try to dodge anything that will give him even a scrape. Elric was out of breath from swinging his sword so much. After a short break, he gripped it again tightly.
大きく振りかぶるから無駄が多いんだ。それなら月の方がよっぽどいいな。
He started thrusting as he was told. Elric charged while thrusting, giving him better form than earlier. You're getting the hang of it. Keep it up, Elric.
俺も応援してくれよ。
You're fine even if I don't. Levi talked to me while dodging Elric's attacks. Now you're just freaking, like, showing off. Elric might be a beginner, and a kid at that, but he was very agile. I was impressed at how Levi could avoid his attacks like that.
くそー
That angered Elric, and he yelled out loud, thrusting the sword even harder. Levi dodged, to which Elric then kicked snow into the air to block Levi's view.
おっと
Oh no! The powdery snow acted like a smokescreen, and part of it got on Levi. Elric aimed at the right time and thrust his sword forward.
えい
Ooh, gah. But Levi was already gone. He circled behind Elric and threw snow at him. The snow hit him right in the face.
あっ
いいじゃん、マシになってきたな。でもまだ遅い。
Haha. You're getting a taste of your own medicine with that.
この
Elric started charging again. Ah!
おい、エルリック。
Right when Levi opened his mouth, Elric slipped and flew into the air like his sword did just a few minutes ago. After a short moment, he slammed onto the ground. Ah, that's gotta hurt. Without saying a word, he held onto his side, writhing in pain. Rabbit jumped out of my arms and ran to him. You okay, Elric?
ああ、踏み固まった雪だと滑りやすいから足元に注意な。
言うのが遅いよ。
文句が言えるなら大丈夫そうだな。ほら構えろ。倒れたとこを敵にやられるぞ。
I mean, he's got a
言わ
point.
れなくても
Their training resumed.
僕剣は向いてないのかな。
Elric mumbled after a long, drawn-out sparring session.
おいおい、それこそ舐めるなって話だ。俺や兄貴がどんだけガキの頃から練習してきたと思ってんだ。
そりゃ僕はまだ始めたばかりだけど全然当たらないし。
He's got years of experience.
自信がないなら剣なんて持たなきゃいい。中途半端な気持ちで持つと自分も相手も傷つけるし、傷つけるからには覚悟を。剣は持つ前にも持った後にも覚悟が必要だから。
That... I like that. I mean, you can't get it any more frank than that. Well, maybe you could, but still. Levi started to trail off. It seemed like he was thinking about something.
覚悟はあるよ。剣を使えば相手が傷つくんだ。
Albert continued to speak with a clear voice.
だけど僕は大切なものを守りたい。守るために剣を持つんだ。これが
Oh,
そうだな。
sorry, Elric. Rabbit watched the two exchange those words. Her round eyes stared right at Elric. It left a strong impression on me how it didn't make a sound during this time.
よし、続きやるか。霧が出る前にもう一回だけだ。
一回だけでいいの？それとももうバテた？
言ってくれるなこの野郎。無茶しすぎると明日動けなくなるぞ。
Levi laughed a little and rubbed Elric's head roughly.
ま、暇な時に言えばまた稽古つけてやるから。今日のところはそれで終わりだ。
分かったよ。分かったから頭を撫でるな。
The two of them continued their childish arguments, but I felt they were much closer because of this. I think they're better friends now? I couldn't help but smile as the training came to an end. Ooh, boy. Anything for her. Huh. Interesting. I mean, there's... Just want to make sure everything is cleared. I wonder. So I can, right? Let's do this. The town was becoming even livelier. I began to hear a certain rumor. There were people who were relieved to finally go against town custom, and others who truly despised the opposing faction. There could have been some changes of heart. It reaffirmed the idea in my mind that there were all sorts of people living in this town. Only a little longer until the masquerade. Everyone was looking forward to the festival, so I really wanted to make it a success. At first, I did it to make enough money to leave town, but I started to notice my own change of heart. All right, let's do this today. I looked up at the same gray sky and walked again through the cold snow. Wow. I expected that to last a lot longer. Let's hang out with the female for a little bit. Let's do the purples first. Or the pinks, I mean.
この雪ばっかの街に春？そんな夢物語本気で聞いてるの？まあ、夢物語ならそれでいいのか。じゃあ。
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay, now I remember.
誰かと一緒に散歩をしたいかな。春は暖かいらしいからね。凍ってない湖って僕は見たことないんだけど、水面がキラキラして綺麗なのかも。そういう場所に行ってみたいかな。
Interesting. But, yeah, we're gonna... We'll just do these short episodes. I was expecting that main storyline thing to be a lot longer. But, alas. Whoa!
おっと。
Right when I tried to open the door to the church, I bumped into Lawrence. You scared me. Are you going out, Lawrence?
すぐ戻るけど、何か用事かな?
Not exactly. I was just thinking of taking a break here.
なるほど。にしてもその足、油断してるね。
I put my legs together, even while wearing a skirt. I stood the way I usually did if I didn't keep thinking about it. Who cares about that? I'm tired of being dressed in this, so I came to the church to take a break.
そうなんだ。ではごゆっくり。
He left with a smile. Lawrence appears relaxed all the time, but he's usually really sharp. I took a breath and headed to the farther end of the church. When I sat down on the pew, I noticed that there was someone else there. Hi, Lucas. He stared at a single point and didn't move. His line of sight was fixed on the stained glass window. The color from the window was far from vibrant due to the cloudy sky, but it was still a beautiful sight. I could understand why he would stare at it. And yet, Lucas had a serious, intense expression on his face. I took a few steps toward him. He noticed and called out to me.
お前か。
Yes, hello. I'm sorry, did I interrupt something?
いや、少し見入っていただけだ。
I came to the church often, but it was the first time I saw Lucas there. I had a hard time imagining him praying, but seeing him stare at the stained glass was just as strange. You seem to be concentrated on it. Do you like stained glass windows?
好きか。
He turned towards the window and, with a troubled look, he then lightly shook his head.
考えたこともなかった。ただ、このステンドグラスは恐ろしいほどに美しいと思う。
Stained glass windows do look quite beautiful sometimes, especially when the sun actually shines through it. Frighteningly, I look up at it again. I didn't have any opinions on it, rather, other than how beautiful it was. Maybe he has a personal attachment to it. Was there someone on your mind?
誰かとは？
Like an old flame. I said something unnecessary to make conversation.
好みを知るほど女に思い入れたこともない。
Oh, well, okay. Well, excuse me. T did tell me before. Women lined up to ask him to dance during the masquerade, so I was not to go near him. I thought that just meant he was that popular.
ただ、最近は少々事情も変わってきたかな。
Oh? Curious. So what changed him, huh? The circumstances have changed slightly, eh? As of recently. Lucas's strong gaze was pointed at me, causing my heart to jump. I see.
俺のことはいい。お前はどうなんだ？
What about me? What do you mean by that?
こういった美しいものはやはり好きか？それとももっと別の髪飾りや宝石、美しい衣装、そういったものの方が好ましいか？
Lucas? Oh boy. Do you like beautiful things of this sort? Oh, so you actually are a little bit curious, huh? Oh, that's what he meant. I suddenly felt more relaxed. Chica. I knew that I brought it up to start with, but this topic was far better than continuing to talk about love and whatnot. I don't dislike them, but if I had to say whether I liked them or not, I wouldn't know, as I've never even touched them.
触れたことがない。
Oh, Chica. I don't own any pretty clothes or jewels. I didn't think I had a need for them. It feels like they're all from another world.
では花は？
Oh, I love flowers.
そうか。花は好きなんだな。
Yes. Lucas put his hand to his chin while thinking of something. I'm answering his questions honestly, but is this some sort of investigation? It's a different kind of investigation, not like the one where he was asking Jeremiah, hey, what are you doing in this alleyway? There was a murder last year, had that happen last night, What are you doing? I tilted my head to the side in confusion, but Lucas continued.
他にはどうだ？温かい毛皮、甘い菓子。一つくらいは好みのものがあるだろう。
Warm fur coats. I mean, I absolutely love the feel, but only if it was just like, you guys hunted down some... Desserts. Now you're speaking my language. Why do you ask? Am I under investigation? Why does it still say Jeremiah?
知りたいからだ。
Oh.
それ以外に何がある？お前自身に興味がある。
Wow. I'm flattered, honestly. Oh boy. How is she going to respond to this? I know how I would. Huh? I thought it was part of his investigation of citizens here. Oh my gosh. It now felt awkward knowing that he was interested in me personally. There's nothing interesting about me. I don't have the time or deep enough pockets to think about luxuries.
そういう暮らしなのか。
A destitute life. I mean, I'm a minimalist. Well, I am poor. My own words cut me like a sharp sword.
では送ろう。何がいい？
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Huh? No. How did he come to that conclusion? Lucas appeared as serious as ever.
生活に困っているのだろう。何でも気になるものを言ってみろ。
A dinner date? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Huh? Groceries for dinner and a new cooking pot. Wait, I mean, that was close. I almost let out what I was really thinking. What's that? I have no intention of begging, and you shouldn't say those things so lightly. There will be people who will take advantage.
つけ込まれても構わないと思ったのだが。
That's, I don't know how to feel about that one either, good sir. That's, I wouldn't want people to, take advantage of anybody, especially myself, you know? But you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. No, that'd be a waste of money.
の、そうか。では、俺が送ったものの中から、お前が好むものが一つでもあればそれでいい。無駄にはならない。
She is angry. And he's just like, oh, challenge accepted, you know. Come on. I'm not impoverished. Well, she did claim that she was poor, so perhaps. Damn this rich boy. How can I say this in a way he would understand? I tried thinking of different words, but it was better to push him away at this point. I don't like accepting charity. Even if you're okay with the idea, I wouldn't be. If it is something I like, I would rather obtain it myself. I could tell Lucas's face was clouding over. I did feel sorry, but this was for his own good. He needs to have a better perception of money. I mean, that is true, but yeah, he kind of is throwing a bit too much too quickly. I mean, you getting us that pastry the other episode, that's fine, but when you start trying to throw things at her, it's like, I get that your love language is probably gift giving, which is fine, but that's probably not how she perceives you just yet. You see what I mean? If someone close to me gave me a gift completely for my sake, I wouldn't have refused. I wouldn't have reason to refuse. That's different from mere charity in the way that their emotions for me took the shape of something physical, but...
なるほど。それならば受け取るということだな。
Accept what? Are you not listening to me? Why won't he listen? Well, I didn't know how much he'd continue to argue about gift giving. Right now, it seemed more like we were both being stubborn. Lucas didn't appear to be joking, so I couldn't ask anymore.
食べ物は?
What about food? Huh?
好きな食べ物くらいはあるだろう。何が好きなんだ?
Oh my god, don't look at us with those eyes, good sir. Food. I wavered at the sound of that. It was true that my place currently didn't have a single loaf of bread. No, I can't. I had to stand my ground here. There isn't anything in particular. I thought about what to say while being ambiguous. Lucas frowned disapprovingly.
では甘い蜂蜜がけのビスケットはどうなんだ。 T は目がないが。
That was a cute thing to like. I found it a bit heartwarming that Lucas could bring it up as an example so quickly.
どうした？
Nothing. They are sweet and delicious. I rarely get a chance to eat them, though.
そうか。ならそれが一つだな。
Oh my goodness, boy. Oh boy. If I could change his expression like that, it made me feel that it would be all right to receive one gift. Oh boy. Oh, but just one is enough. I don't need that many.
分かっている。今度会った時におごるくらいは許されるだろう。
My goodness, those eyes. But I won't be able to give you anything back.
こだわるな。まあいい。お前という人間が少しは見えてきた。
Yeah, so tell me, what have you learned? That declaration without hesitation was very much like Lucas, the son of the Hawk Lord, who wasn't influenced by anyone. I don't like to owe anyone anything.
まるで男のようなことを言うな。
I mean, is that so wrong? I don't think anybody likes to be owing anybody, to be honest, but sometimes we end up needing the help, and it's just a shitty thing when the person that agrees to help you in that situation also holds it against you or holds it over your head just to make you do their little special dance. Fuck that. Really? That made my heart jump a little. I was being honest, but maybe I should have been a little more feminine.
意志の強い者には男も女も関係なく敬意を払うことにしている。
Those with strong wills deserve respect. Will?
自分で考え決められるものということだ。
Lucas's expression brightened. He does look cute there. As I pondered over Lucas's words, he spoke to end the conversation.
長居した。また次の機会に会おう。ここにはよく来るのか？
That's a tough question to answer. No, only occasionally. If I said I came here often, I might see him more.
では別の場所で。できることなら会う約束をしたい。その時にはもっとお前のことを。
Oh, that's right. I've promised to meet someone. I'll have to excuse myself. I ran away as fast as I could. I didn't know why, but it felt so embarrassing to talk to Lucas at that point. I pushed against the door to exit the church, and it opened with little effort. Apparently, it was already half open. Right beside the door was Lawrence. Lawrence, were you listening?
いやいや、詳しいところは聞いてないよ。ただ込み入った話をしているようだから中に入り損ねていただけだよ。
Mr. Chance for what? Still, his expression was full of curiosity. Mr. Chance for what, Lawrence? Don't keep me on the freaking... No.
それでもう帰るのかい？次の約束くらいしてあげてもいいと思うけど。
Thank you so much, Lawrence. You are a very special treat. Lawrence, you were listening! I yelled loudly, but quickly covered my mouth, hoping that Lucas didn't hear me. Anyway, I'm leaving now.
いえいえ。またおいで。
Thank you, Lawrence. My cheeks were hot. I came here originally to take a break, but I felt so much more tired now. Neither Lucas nor Lawrence were at fault for anything. All that happened was that I realized I was a woman, even more than these clothes could ever make me believe. I didn't even know how to accept gifts. But Lucas said he didn't know what to give me, so we could leave it at that. For the time being, I didn't want any gifts. And with that, I continue on my way, walking through the streets in silence in an effort to regain my composure. That was interesting. Under the sun. Under the sun. I'm still not done with you, Chica. How dare you? Love triangle. Oh, these are gonna be so freaking awesome. I swear, I'm loving this.
そうですね。あの時確かに家にいましたけど、特に物音を聞いたりは。
他に何か変わったことは？
I swear, every time I see you, Lucas, now it's just like a sweet treat each time.
何もないですよ。いつも通り。だからびっくりしていたくらいで。
I entered the alleyway and heard Lucas talking with a woman. Lucas had been investigating the murders for some time now. Speaking of which, what happened with those incidents? Seems like it hasn't been solved yet. Serial murders had occurred in town with a knife bearing the motif of a hawk feather. The killer was called the Black Shadow. It was a huge problem if the murderer hadn't been caught yet, but rumors of it seemed to only circulate among certain people. I hadn't heard any rumors recently, so maybe the killings themselves were decreasing. I hope that's the case. Anyway, it wasn't a good idea to chat with Lucas at that moment. He was always on edge when he was chasing after the Black Shadow. He might start interrogating me out of nowhere. I might be dressed like a woman right now, but it would be better to avoid him. I decided to turn back and go to the town square. But I had not expected to step on a patch of frozen ice. Whoa! My right foot slipped, and then my left foot followed. I felt like my entire body was floating in midair. I'm falling.
何をしている？
Oh, he's got such a sweet face for you now. Lucas! Right when I was about to hit the ground, Lucas caught me, holding me up above the ice. Thank you.
まるで何かから逃げようとする足取りだったな。
I was totally not running away from you. I was trying to catch my ride, yeah. No, I just remembered something I needed to do. Would you mind letting me go? He was supporting my entire body weight, with my toes barely touching the ground. It was more accurate to say that he captured me rather than saved me. Oh my goodness. With Lucas holding me like this, I couldn't turn my body to face him. I turned my neck instead, when suddenly I felt his lips caress my hair. Ooh, boy, you getting... Did my head just touch his lips? What are you doing?
何もしていないが。
Well, what were you doing? Wait, huh? But right now, was that just my imagination? That wasn't possible, was it? I thought I could feel through my wig that he was kissing my hair. But if I was just mistaken, It would be embarrassing. Just let me down, please. Well, are you going to?
下ろせばお前は理由をつけて逃げる気だろう。
Look, Logas. She's still very much new to this, okay? So just be patient a little. New to a lot of freaking things when it comes to how she's dressed here. He knows. There was no way I could speak calmly to Lucas after something so embarrassing. I wanted to get away from there as quickly as possible.
俺も無理強いする気はない。だが、顔を見られただけで逃げられるというのも、お前に限っては気分のいいものではない。
I'm sorry, Lucas. I told her not to.
だから、こうして捕まえている。
Oh boy. So I'm being held prisoner? Lucas tightened his arms around me, making me feel even more embarrassed. Really, please. I couldn't believe I just said that in such a pitiful way. Lucas's arms loosened and my feet finally touched the ground. I quickly moved away, but the reason why he let me go was absolutely unexpected.
鷹の血を継ぐ男は狩り場をわきまえないみたいだな。
Ooh, that's what it is by the love triangle. Oh my goodness. Levon was grabbing Lucas's arm. I was trying so hard to get away from Lucas that I didn't notice his presence.
狩りと一緒にされるとはな。
Lucas shook himself free as he snapped at Levon. I was glad to be free, but the animosity between those two was serious.
今のでは狩りと同じだろう。女性が嫌がってることを見極めろ。
Ooh. I mean, out of context, yes. Yeah. Although, I do agree that when she said you should just let her down, you should just let her down. Like, perhaps, I don't know, you have such dashing eyes, you could have just looked at her straight in the eyes and been like, hey, tell me now, do you want to go for a drink or something? Like, right now. Are you busy right now? But, yeah, she would have probably just been like, yeah, I got something else to do. But, yeah.
あなたも災難だったな。しかし、鷹の目に留まる前に逃れる備えをしておくのは重要だ。
Oh dear. Levon. Please, just because... Levon gave me a stern warning. Was he mad at me?
言葉を浪し、俺を煽って何になる。お前が割って入る道理もないだろう。
道理はある。この目で見た以上、見過ごせない。
I think I'm alright now.
これは秩序の問題だ。
He was angry, extremely so. Normally, Levon never got this angry, so I wondered what was making him this way today. Was it because he was dealing with Lucas?
その女とどういう関係だ。
お前が知る必要はない。
勝手に首を突っ込んできてその口ぶりか。狼は自分の縄張りもわきまえないらしい。
勝手に縄張りを主張しているのはお前の方だろう。あなたはもう行っていい。あとはこちらで話をしよ
う。But...
それで構わない。わざわざお前に狩りを見せる必要もない。
Oh, come on, guys, really. I do not like being the meat in a hot man sandwich.
これは鷹は獰猛で困るな。
The wrinkle between Lucas's eyes grew deeper. It was like Levon to taunt someone like this. It wasn't like Levon to taunt someone like this. And Lucas was also more irritated than usual. At this rate, I know. I'm sorry. This was a bad place for it. I turned to Levon and bowed my head.
何を
I haven't seen him in so long that I didn't pay attention to anyone else around us. We're lovers, he and I.
なんだと
You know how it is. We were just showing affection like lovers do. It wasn't like he was harassing me or anything.
嫌がらせ
It was a far reach, but I couldn't think of any other way to calm this situation. He's like, what? Question mark? Come on. The silence was deafening. We weren't arguing or anything.
すまなかったな
Huh?
あなたにそのような嘘をつかせるなんて
Levon, it's really okay. Well, I had it. He's not convinced. Lucas also sighed.
恋人だなどと関係を偽る必要はない。俺からも訂正しておこう。
Sorry. It seemed like both of them have calmed down, but now I feel extremely embarrassed. But at least now we could finally talk like adults. I'm sorry, I couldn't bear to see you two fight. You are the Hawk and Wolf heirs. Please do not point your swords at each other, but try to cooperate instead. At least until the masquerade. That is the promise from what I've heard. The two of them reacted to the word promise.
そうだなそれを違える気はないお前はどうだ
聞かれるまでもない。あの時の宣言通りだ。
That's great. Then you'll shake hands, right? Yeah, then you'll shake hands, right? I held out my hands to urge them both to do the same.
握手
Yes, you might as well.
茶番には付き合えん。狼が一人でやったらどうだ。
You can't shake hands by yourself. Both of their faces froze up. I needed them to shake on it right now. After all that embarrassment I suffered, this is the least that should happen. Oh, sorry. I won't force you. I just thought that was the promise. I thought it was a wonderful oath that you both pledged. Lucas frowned and then went deep into thought.
お前まさか
Lucas held out his hand to Levon.
どうした？寛大と言われているボルグの息子だが、この程度のこともためらうのだな。
It would have been fine if he hadn't said that last part, but I knew that Lucas would get competitive about these kinds of things. Now, if Levon follows suit... I glanced upward, and my eyes met with Levon's as he made a stern expression. But he quickly smiled and went to shake Lucas's hand. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
失礼彼女の提案に心を打たれてつい力が入ってしまった
Levon?
マスカレードまでよろしく頼む
I could almost hear their clenched hands trying to crush the other. Oh dear. They soon let go, but I knew this was one big step forward. Thank you very much. I'm happy to see both of you getting along.
本当にな
Lucas opened and closed his hand repeatedly as if to check it. Are you alright?
何のことだ?
I whispered to him, but Lucas maintained a calm face. He really was competitive.
こんなところまで見せつけられるとはな。
Huh?
いや、いつまでもここにいては通行人の邪魔になる。
I noticed someone walking towards us from the other end of the alley.
それに、男二人が一人の女性を囲んでいる姿は誤解を与えかねないな。
Facts. I called out to Lucas as he turned around to leave. Thank you very much.
礼には及ばない。
After saying that, Lucas left. I was left there with Levon, and an awkward silence followed. I glanced over at him and was met with a smile.
余計なことをしてしまったのならすまないな。
Not at all. Thank you very much.
では俺も公平に立ち去ることにしよう。そのうちまた。
I was now left by myself in the alley. Knowing there was no one else there, I gave out a big sigh. Although it was in the spur of the moment, I think I was reckless for trying to get Levon and Lucas to shake hands. Then again, I was the cause of it. Levon just tried to save me. As for Lucas, I honestly didn't know. Still, I've never seen Levon like that before. Lucas being forceful and unpredictable can't be helped. But Levon was always composed, calm, kind, and a gentleman. That was why I was so surprised to see him so aggressive just now. I mulled on the possible reasons why as I walked through the alley. Come on, Chica, are you really that blind? I think she's that blind. I honestly think she's that blind. Oh. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna watch this and then I'm gonna cut the video after. I walked through the lively town square. Calls from shopkeepers drawing in customers flew over my head. People of all kinds were about. How many times had I come here to investigate? I already asked most of the shopkeepers here. I'd rather talk to someone I didn't see often. Or maybe someone with the hawks. I looked around the crowds of people and noticed a tall man. That one is a bit... I couldn't say if the timing was good or bad. The man who stood out was Lucas. He was with the Alliance, and they were all talking together with serious expressions. They might have been working on something. In the end, it was still Lucas. If there were other people around, it probably wouldn't take too long. I'd feel bad about interfering with his work. I could ask him, and if he wasn't receptive, I could always leave. As I thought that, I walked toward him where he was standing in the middle of the square. Before I reached him, however... Whoa! A large piece of luggage hit me from my blind spot. It must have been filled with tools, but by the time I realized it, it was too late. I lost my balance and fell. Suddenly, a strong arm was holding me up. Oh! Lucas picked me up and placed me down next to him. It was like he was treating me like a child or some load. I was so embarrassed that my ears went red with heat. Thanks. You saved me again.
いや、俺に用があったのだろう。こちらへ歩いてくるのが見えた。
Oh, you noticed, huh? I was impressed that he noticed. He turned to the young man he was talking to earlier.
酒場で待っていろ。用が済んだら向かう。
わかりました。
I did not expect this. I was planning on leaving if he was busy. I didn't think he would put off his work for later. I'm sorry, I didn't have anything urgent. If you're busy with work, maybe we can do this another time.
お前とは偶然にしか会えない。
The truth. That is too true. I mean, every single time was just, I don't know. She's never actually agreed to meet up with him in any specific place, and it's always by coincidence. So, I don't know, maybe that means something. Ooh, Lucas.
それとも次の約束をするか。それならば構わないが。
Lucas had put me down next to him, so we were in close proximity. Because he said that so close to my face, I started to feel nervous. No, it's really nothing much.
ならば次の機会にもう少し時間が取れる時がいいだろ
う。What? You do that? No, it's really nothing, so it shouldn't take too long.
お前はそうでも俺は違う。聞きたいことがあるからな。
Oh, he wants to ask us something. What's that?
俺はお前のことを知らなさすぎる。素性や名前、言いにくければ他の話でも構わない。単純にお前を知りたい。
That's... He wanted to know me as an ordinary girl? That's not possible. If he found out I was with the wolves and that I usually dress like a man, if he found out that he already knew me, would Lucas say the same things as he did now? That's not something I can speak casually about, and this is not the right place for it.
なら場所を変える。
Oh boy, I mean, you gotta give it to this guy. He's actually showing interest. Shit. He showed so little hesitation that it was scary. Not really. In contrast, I was so pitifully timid myself. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was going to ask you. And I need to go see someone right now.
それなら次の約束を。俺への用事は思い出したらその時に聞けばいい。
Go ahead and meet up with your crew, okay? I'll be fine. I was thinking of running, but had to back away. I almost bumped into someone because of that.
すみません。
No, I should be sorry. I dodged the old woman at the last minute, but she lost her balance and fell into my arms. Are you all right? Are you hurt?
そうではないんですけれど。
You're not sounding so good. She was breathing heavily and appeared quite exhausted with her wobbling legs.
誰か探していなかったか。
Lucas interjected from the side. He was really observant of his surroundings.
ルーガ様。いえ、息子が仕事道具を忘れていきまして、大切なものだからと追いかけてきたのですが。
そんな体で無理をして追いかけることもないだろう。忘れたことに気づけばやがて戻ってくる。
すぐに追いつけるかと思いまして。
That might have been true if she was healthy. The old woman must have trouble with her legs. She seemed to struggle even standing. Are his trade tools in this bundle? And where's your son now?
あちらの方へ行きました。脇に紙束を持って。
Over there. I'll take it to him, so leave it to me.
おい。
I took the bundle from the old woman and parted my way through the crowd. Because the stack of papers stood out, I managed to keep him in my sights. I saw him go into the alley and followed him there. Sometimes this mouse doesn't even want to friggin' read. He must be in a hurry because he walked quickly down the alley. This skirt is in the way. I grabbed one edge of the skirt fluttering in the wind and ran while yelling. Excuse me, please wait. He still didn't notice, so I ran at full speed. You forgot this.
Oh,
I had to run past him before he finally stopped. I guess anyone would be surprised to see a woman running at them at full speed.
あ、そうか。忘れてきてたのか。あ、母さんに頼まれたのかい？わざわざすまなかったね。
I'm glad I caught you in time.
ちゃんとお礼をと言いたいところだが、急ぎの仕事があるものでね。悪いがこれで失礼するよ。本当にありがとう。
The man quickly walked away. This completed the task of helping the old woman. But Lucas probably followed. Yep. I turned around with a sigh of relief and saw Lucas standing right there. When did you...
女の足では追いつけまいと追ってきたが、必要なかったな。
Look at, he is so pleased. He's just like, I like a girl that can run. Oh, no. That is just so wrong. Hold on. Anyway. I do have confidence in my endurance. She had a big shit-eating grin. I was breathing heavily, but Lucas didn't seem to be out of breath at all. Well, duh. If I hadn't caught the man and gave up, would Lucas have finished the delivery for me? I couldn't imagine it, but a part of me wanted to say that. To see that. I bet you would, Chica.
それにしても人がいいな。
You're almost too kind. Well, I mean, sure, perhaps. What do you mean?
仕事道具を忘れた男は自業自得だ。あの老人もおとなしく待っていればよかったものを。
I mean, yes, she could have waited for her son to come back and pick it up, but did you not see that she was actually trying? So if nobody even suggested, hey, I'll take those to him for you, I'm pretty sure she would have been continuously trying to catch up to her son, and without a single person realizing it. And so, I mean, there is that.
なのにお前はその二人を助けた。お人よし以外の何者でもないな。
Guys. I do wonder how it's going to play out, how he would actually figure us out. It's nothing. If someone is in trouble in our town, I want to help. Lucas said nothing while staring at me.
町のためということか。
I'm not trying to be charitable or anything. Lucas observed me. After a pause, he opened his mouth.
お前のことが一つ知れたな。
Oh, wasn't that special? He's just going around following us and figuring us out and stuff. You think you know us, huh? Let's see how much you know us. His smile made my heart beat faster.
悪くない。
Huh?
日を改めると言って長話をしすぎたな。そろそろ戻るか。
After saying that, Lucas walked close to me. I was wondering what he would do, but he touched my skirt.
少しめくれ上がっていた。では、またの機会に。
I'm like, gasp! I couldn't say anything as I watched him leave. That was too embarrassing. I had rolled up the skirt to help me run better and didn't think to smooth it back down into place. I felt embarrassed that we were talking while my skirt was flipped up. And the fact Lucas fixed it for me was embarrassing too. Fixing a skirt is probably an insignificant matter to him since he had a little sister of his own. I've only shown him embarrassing sides of me today. I managed to deflect the topic, but I didn't ask him about the Kaleidonia. I heaved a heavy sigh. I'd better return to the old woman. She's probably worried. I returned to the town square on shaky footing. I always act strange when I'm with Lucas. I felt so ashamed and wanted to blame it all on someone. I'm pretty sure he actually fancies that part of you too. Like, not only are you kind-hearted and stuff, yeah, sure. I can see where he's coming from by saying, hey, you know, you're a bit too kind. You know, people are going to take advantage of you eventually. And, but I still think that he likes just how, what is that called? Klutz? Stumble about? Oh my goodness, there's 12. Ugh. Please tell me there's more of the female. Dang it. Alright. Fine. That's, Under the Sun! Pushed by the stormy winds, I rushed into the church. Even after closing the door, I could still hear them outside.
いらっしゃい。ずいぶん風が強いみたいだね。
Yes, they practically blew me in here. Mind if I rest here a bit?
もちろんどうぞ。今お茶を入れてくるから座ってて。
Lawrence went to the other side of the church. I was chilled to the core, so I definitely appreciate a warm cup of tea right now. I should go ask around for the Kaleido after I warm up. That's what I was thinking, but someone pulled at me from behind.
またサボってるんだ。この調子で本当に見つかるの？
Elric. I turned around and saw his familiar cheeky face. If only he kept his mouth shut. He looked cute with Rabbit. I do go searching for it every day, and if you want to try and find it yourself, I wouldn't mind.
あんたが見つけられないのに僕に探せるわけないよ。
You could fit in little tiny spaces, little bastard. I guess you're right. I breathed out a sigh and felt my body temperature drop some more.
とりあえず今日は寒いしロレンスのお茶でも飲みなよ。ああ見えて。
Oh, sorry. Are you trying to comfort me?
別にあんたが落ち込んでるとウサギが心配するから。うるさいな。本当のことだろ半分は。
Thanks, you too. We continued our exchange with Rabbit in between us. After a while, Lawrence called out when he finished making his tea.
さあ、こっちに座って飲もう。エルリックの分もあるよ。
Elric and I both followed his directions and headed toward the back of the church. A fragrant steam rose from the cups on the table. I'd never smelled this kind of tea before. That's an unusual smell. What kind of tea is it?
なんだと思う？当ててごらん。
Well, if I could smell it, I might be able to tell you. I picked up the cup to take a sip. It's fragrant and a little sweet. What is this? It does seem familiar.
人参でしょ。すぐに分かったよ。
Ah. Now that he mentioned it, I did have the distinct sweetness of carrots. Rabbit moved closer to take a sniff. Ooh, Rabbit would love this tea.
正解。人参の皮がもったいないからお茶にしてみたんだ。
Interesting. Oh, it does taste nice. I'm surprised you knew, Elric.
昨日たくさん人参の皮を持っていたのを見たから。
お茶にするために頑張って貯めておいたんだよ。思ったよりいい出来でよかった。
The peels? That's really all you need? Maybe I should try it out.
料理の時に余った部分で大丈夫。皮に栄養があるらしいよ。
二人とも話してる内容が貧乏くさい。
貧乏だから仕方ないよ。
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It's amazing to discover delicious food while trying to be frugal. This is the epitome of of the wisdom of humans.
僕はそこまで考えてなかったかな。
Oh, don't be so modest.
僕は稼ぐ方に頭を使いたいけどね。
Well, then why don't you go out and make some money then, huh? Huh? Riddle me that. Lawrence taught me how to brew tea as we sipped our own. It brought warmth to our bodies. I'm feeling really warm right now.
体を温める効果があるそうだよ。今日みたいな寒い日にはぴったりだね。
そうかな。いつもこんなもんじゃない？風はちょっと強いけどさ。
Maybe it's because the skies are cloudier than usual?
そうだね。空が昼間とは思えないくらい暗いから、そのせいで寒さを思い出してしまうのかも。
Well, that and it's probably blizzard outside. The way he said remember the cold felt odd. Aww. Do you not like the cold, Lawrence? Although I doubt there's anyone here who still likes it.
好きではないね。閉ざされた空を見ていると気持ちまで沈んでしまう。
I can't say the same. I love cloudy days. Like, if it looks like it's about to rain, that is my favorite of all favorites. Because I love the rain.
そんなのこっちの気持ち次第じゃない？嫌だと思うから気分が沈むんだよ。
Yeah, I mean, true.
君が覚えていないからそう言えるのか、いつもそんな風に思っていたのか知りたいね。エルリックは覚えていないかもしれないけど、君がここへ来る前にいたところも、夜になると不安になるくらい寒かったんだよ。
前にいたところ？何言ってるんだよ。ローレンスとはこの町で初めて会ったじゃないか。僕のいた場所なんて知らないだろ。
実はね、僕は前世の記憶があるから知ってるんだ。君よりも君自身のことを知っているかもしれないね。
Oh boy. Lawrence. Oh boy. This is, wow.
何言ってるんだか。じゃあ僕の前世の名前を言ってみなよ。
さあ、それは何だろうな。
嘘をつくならちゃんと用意しときなよ。ローレンスはたまに変なことを言うんだから。
Lawrence smiles gently towards the sighing Elric. It felt strange, but these two have always had a special connection.
どうした？お腹減った？
ああ、お茶菓子も用意すればよかったね。茶葉になっていない人参もお菓子も奥にあるよ。取っておいで。
よし、行くか。
The boy and the rabbit ran off. Although we were all just warmed up by the tea, I envied how the cold didn't affect them. I dislike the cold at night too. I wish it would be a little warmer during the day.
そうだね。この町はいつも曇り空だから。晴れ渡った青い空を見たことあるかな？
I doubt it. A blue sky? No. The sky in this town was always the same. The color of the ash in the fireplace, the color of dirty snow.
では太陽は？雲の隙間から輝く太陽を見たことはあるかな？
I've never seen it. I thought that existed only in books.
やっぱりそうなんだね。太陽の日差しがいつか君に降り注ぐことを祈るよ。
What's that supposed to mean?
そのままの意味だよ。
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't be confused about what he said. I knew what the word sun meant, and I also knew that if the clouds cleared, the sun would be visible. But I'd never seen it myself. I had never seen the shining sun, nor the blue sky. This has become normal for everyone, so no one said anything about it.
目がくらむほどの眩しい太陽の下で雪の溶けた大地を踏みしめるんだ。きっと暖炉の炎よりも人参のお茶よりもはるかに暖かいはずだよ。
That sounds like a fairy tale to me. Lawrence must have seen it before. My imagination wasn't good enough to picture that sun and sky. My attempt at conjuring up the image was overpowered by the unending snow and lingering fog. I had no idea what it was like, but I knew that it must be nice. A path without snow, under the warm sun. I'd like to experience that once. By the time I realized it, I had finished my tea. The empty cup felt cold in my hand.
お菓子持ってきたよ。
Elric came back with a smile, carrying a big paper bag. Oh my god. Proper? Speak properly.
まさか全部持ってきたの？明日の分もと思ってたくさん焼いたんだから全部。
Oh, sorry. You made these biscuits, Lawrence? You must be really good at cooking.
必要に駆られてやっているだけだよ。こうでもしないとお菓子もなかなか手が出ないしね。
Again, don't be modest.
砂糖だって入ってないもんね。
Sugar is too expensive. Do you mind if I have one?
どうぞ召し上がれ。口に合うといいけど。
It's delicious. It's a bit salty, and it complements the tea well. How do you make them?
じゃあ後でメモに書いて渡すよ。腹持ちもいいし、安く済むと思うよ。
That's great. Thank you, Lawrence. It'll be for when I don't have any bread.
だから貧乏くさいってば。
Elric might say that, but frugality and cheap dishes were the foundation of our daily lives. I thought about the tea recipe that Lawrence taught me as I savored the dessert. I remembered the fairy tale he talked about earlier. If the sun comes through the clouds. I imagined myself walking on the grassy path over the soft soil. Ooh. That is so weird. Like, these are things that most of us take big advantage of. You know, we don't know what we got because we never were away from some of these things. And just to put myself in that position, that she never seen the sun or blue sky or, you know, walked through green grass and just the rays of the sun, you know, it's just so hard for me to see because I was raised in both a valley and a desert. So it's like hard to imagine that. Oh, wow. I take off my thick coat and boots and oh, how light that would feel. I'm sure there would be flowers blooming everywhere. That would look beautiful. My imagination stopped right there, but my desire to experience it remained. I wish that day would come. I quietly prayed from the bottom of my heart. Okay, I think that should be enough for today. I'm gonna cut that. It went on a little bit longer than usual. But yeah, thank you all for coming to read this story with me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how everything actually turns out in the near future. When it comes to especially Lucas, he's like everywhere now, but Levon as well, and yeah, it's been a while since we saw Ashen Hawk too, so maybe we'll start with that next time if at all possible. I don't know, but yeah, until then, catch y'all on the flip side. Have a good day, good night, sleep well, and I'm looking forward to seeing you return. Again, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already to continue watching this. Alrighty, this is Mousy signing out. Good day.